Hey, history kids, what's going on? This is a hobby of mine. It's called autocrossing, and I've wanted to do this forever. And finally, about 2 years ago, I bought this little car, a Honda S2000, and so I could do it. And it's super fun. It's a timed event. The flag drops, and then you go as fast as you can through these little cones and through these little turns. And it is really pretty safe. It's in a wide open parking lot. You have to wear a helmet, as you can see. It's sanctioned by a group called the SCCA, the Sports Car Club of America. I don't ever get out of second gear. I think the fastest I go is probably about 70 miles an hour. But it is epic, epic fun. And is a good source for asking historically interesting questions. Your hobbies are. Do you have hobbies? Do you play a sport? Do you play a musical instrument? Do you like to surf? Travel, maybe? Whatever it is, think of something you genuinely enjoy, and then ask yourself, well, what's a historically interesting question that I could ask based upon this thing that I enjoy so much? Remember, historically interesting questions have a few different qualities. One, they are of genuine interest to you. So if it's a hobby of yours, that's done deal. Two, they are likely to be researchable. In other words, you can find out things about them. There's evidence out there. This is the end of my first lap. That was actually probably one of my better laps. There's a nice looking Mustang in front of me. He was super loud. Here goes lap number 2. The third quality, so historically interesting questions, genuinely interesting to you, likely to be researchable, and likely to have different points of view. So autocross is something I honestly don't know much about as far as its origins, like where did it come from? But just simply asking that question, where did autocross come from, is likely to build a rather boring answer, a simple narrative. It started here and it went there. And instead, you'd want to ask a question which is likely to have different points of view. So you have this point of view and you have that point of view, and you sift through the evidence, and then you conclude which is likely the better point of view, or maybe it's a combination of the two, or something like that. So one thing I discovered in looking up the origins of autocross is that it appears to have been at least in part inspired by a horse racing event called Gymkhana. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. Gymkhana. And in Gymkhana, similarly, the horse and the rider leave at the flag and race around a course that's not dissimilar to this. And then it is, I believe, a simply timed event. I have to look more into it. Uh-oh, look out. That's called a spin, and that's no good. Oh well. So, maybe my question is, to what extent did Gymkhana inspire autocross? I don't know. We'll see. But that's the place you can go to ask some historically interesting questions, are interests of yours. Have fun, history kids.